Hey everyone, welcome back. So in today's video we're going to be going through this deck here, Le Petit Oracle des Dames. I'm not saying that right, but anyways, it's by Grimaud and it's from 1997. It is extremely hard to find this deck. I lucked out on eBay one day. Originally this deck was created late 1700s, early 1800s. They don't know exactly the exact date, but it is very similar to the Grand Itea. The illustrations are almost identical in some cards, and it's like a combination of the Grand Itea and like French Sibylla Oracle cards. It's a very, very unique deck. So if you can find this and get your hands on a copy, I would suggest doing so because it is out of print. You can find the original cards on Gallica. It's a French website. Just type in Gallica, Gallica, and type in this title and it should pop up, and you can actually print those for free and maybe, you know, create your own. So it comes with this little French booklet. It's all in French, which isn't a problem because with Google Translate, it's very easy to translate and it actually wouldn't take that long. It looks like a lot, but the text is rather large and, you know, it's a tiny booklet. So within a couple days, you would have this done in your spare time. Well, depending how much spare time you have, but if you're like me, a lot. And the cards are fairly large. Like, how can I say it? Here's a Lenormand. This is a standard Lenormand deck. So they're quite a bit larger. I would say just about the same length as like the Rider-Waite Tarot, maybe a little bit shorter, but a lot wider. I know that's not very, precise, but you get the idea. Okay, so let's flip through the cards. I don't know if they're all in order. I probably shuffled them. But you can see here in this image, it's very similar to the Grand Itea. And some of the cards have reverse images. I don't know how to read with this yet. I will, you know, after I'm done working on my other French decks, I will figure this out. I like this one. This is the creation of Adam and Eve. And then in this image here, sorry about the glare, guys, it is showing Adam and Eve getting kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Very similar to the Devil card. And again, I think this image is in the Grand Itea. And of course, we have strength. And I didn't point that out. I'm sure you've noticed by now there's playing card inserts. And there's also a deck out there by Lo Scarabeo called Tarot Egyptians. And it is one of those, you know, collector's items that's out there right now. There's only a limited amount. The images in this deck is also very similar to that Lo Scarabeo deck. So I promised myself I wouldn't buy any more decks this year, any more new decks. So I found a loophole in my own rule. And so now I'm buying vintage decks, so they're not new, right? They're not new. It's really a bad addiction, but it's, well, I wouldn't say a bad addiction. It's a fun addiction. There's something about vintage decks that, you know, have been passed through different people's hands, and, you know, there's just so much history there. Although this is a fairly new deck, I don't think it was used. But I have others that I'm going to make videos of soon that are older than this. You can see in this card it's very much like the Two of Cups here. L'amour. Just very, very interesting. Okay, so this one is all about fertility. Yeah, and I think this one is about commerce. I really wish I would have paid more attention in French class, but I will commit these to memory soon. I will translate them and commit them to memory. The French really did have, or they really do have, I should say, a very refined and unique divination system. I noticed with their cards. I'm translating a few French decks right now, like really old ones. And, you know, they have a very unique system. It's really all very interesting. Jealousy, you can see the guy in the background there. Not too happy about that. That looks like fun. Petit maître embarrass. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but there's 42 cards. So if you're interested in French decks, I highly recommend going to the Gallica website, and you will see the original copies of even Le Grand Jeu, Lenormand. The colors will be a little bit different than the modern decks, and you can print those out. So that was Le Petit Oracle des Dames. Des Dames. I'm not French. I'm sorry. I'm butchering that. But really unique deck. Very rare to find. And it's just very cool to have in your collection. So I will see you guys in the next video. And thank you so much for watching.